Hey, it's Chris, and I am back with another tip for you. Just going to head back to the search that we were doing before, just to kind of keep it all the same for you guys so that, it's easy to follow along when you're just naturally going from one segment to another, but with the same parameters and stuff. So we are doing that search in Dunedin for single family homes on half an acre or more for less than 480,000. 5 results. I know that because it shows it down here, and you'll see that in a minute, but you can't see it underneath my pen thingy. So there it is. Hit done at the top, and it shows us the listings. So now if I just use 2 fingers and scroll in, I can drill down on one of these. So let's drill down on this one for 196. This one for 196, it is a 2,000 square feet. Gives you all the parameters here, not all the parameters, but all the information about the house. So right there, you'll see here you have the ability to save if you have logged in, or to hide it, or to share it with someone. On here, you can also go ahead and apply for a Keller mortgage. And on this, for this house, it says save up to $3,284 on your next home loan. You can get insurance here, and then it tells you more information about the house. So these are all the public remarks in the MLS. We can see here that it is listed, and it's been on the market for 369 days. It is active, so it's not pending or, under contract, built in 1958. And it says it's on 1 acre. And this particular part of Dunedin does have some like double lots. So if I'm trying to pull in on the neighborhood just to see the lot a little bit closer, but I can't do that. So one of the neat features about this, every home search app has some kind of system like this where it shows you all the information about the house. So that's pretty standard. That's like, oh, ho hum, whatever. Everything does that. Zillow does it, Realtor.com does it, all of the apps do it. That's not that big of a deal. The power in this app, and the really neat thing about this one, is that you can drill down on the neighborhood. So you can do that one of 2 ways. You can click Explore right here, or you can just scroll down and it starts to give you information about the neighborhood. So for instance, here are the market stats. We can see that there are 5 homes for sale in this neighborhood, an average days on market of 69, average home price of $258. Nothing has sold recently, so it's not going to show us a sold price, but if there had been any sales in the last 30, 60, 90 days, then those would show up there. If you continue exploring the neighborhood, you'll see what locals say about it. They say it's artsy, historic, live experiences. It is right across the street from the high schools, so there is dancing, like the Highlander games are right down the street, and the Celtic games, and lots of things over at the Dunedin Stadium right there at the high schools. So that does make sense. It is somewhat walkable, and I'm sure they probably say that because it's a couple of miles from downtown. So although you can walk here, it is about 3/4 of a mile to Hammock Park and a couple of miles to downtown. So if you're walking, you're really only walking on sidewalks. There aren't a whole lot of grocery stores or anything to go to. I have a couple of places saved so that I can play with the commute times, which is this right here. And the neat thing about this, here's my office, so I can see this home is 25 minutes away from my office. And just to have another one, I put the airport in there, and I can see that I'm 34 minutes away from the airport, and I can add places. So if I wanted to add kids' schools, or if I wanted to add a spouse place of work, or parents' house, or something like that, I could add all of that there. I also have information about the schools that are in the area. So these are the schools that house is zoned for. San Jose Elementary right down the road, Palm Harbor Middle is up in Palm Harbor. And the strange thing is that, yes, part of Dunedin does go to Palm Harbor Middle. And then, of course, Dunedin High School is pretty much right across the street. But there are also some private schools, and those are right here. And there are more than these, actually. So there's a couple of charter schools down the road, so there are quite a few options as far as schools go. If there were any open houses, you would see that here for this house. So then we get back to the house information. Purchase price. You can see kind of what your mortgage payments and mortgage information would be. And of course, you can get more information about that here. And it gives you additional information about the neighborhood and homes that are for sale nearby. So this is very basic information about the neighborhood. If we go to explore, let me go back and I'll show you that. If we go to explore right here, we can really drill down into the neighborhood, and it's going to give us information about Royal Oak, which is where it is there. And you'll see this one does have sold stats. This pulls more in-depth information than just the little snapshot on the property does. So there are two homes that have sold recently for an average sold price of $190. My dog is up and walking around, so he's shaking his head. He's been sick lately, but we're happy that he is on the mend. So then you can see what locals say is much more expanded here. Of course, we have the same commute times, the more in-depth school information. So this one has Garrison Jones in there as well, which is one of the neighborhood elementary schools. And that house might actually be zoned for Garrison Jones instead of San Jose. It's kind of halfway between those two schools. Places is neat. I wish it had something to show here. And it did the last time I was on here. So the places information will show you nearby restaurants and shops and things like that. So that's pretty neat information that you've got there. And just homes for sale. So at any rate, that is the drilling down on the home search to a particular home. You can also, a couple of other things that you can do here with the home. You can look at the pictures of it. You can also take a virtual tour, which is also just the pictures. So it'll have a little bit of music and it'll start scrolling through the pictures here. But that is just the same pictures that I showed you before, but in a slideshow format. You can save it if you want to, so I could save it to my favorites, or I could create a new collection. I can hide it if I want to. I can unhide it. I can share it with someone, so I'd be able to share with someone in my family or friends. And I can also call my agent, me of course, and say, or email my agent and say, hey, got questions about this. Got questions? Call me. And then send that to myself. So those are the basics of the home search when you drill down to the property level and see what's going on there. Hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. Whoops, got out of that. I didn't mean to. Hope you enjoyed that. Come back and we will talk about, I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow, but we'll talk about something fun just as much as we did today. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.